the first episode of the Vanilla Plus podcast. And hey,
Uh,
cloudmlol, hope you're doing well. As you know, this
I'm
is the
good.
first of many podcasts, and I just want to start this off by asking, where did you first hear of Vanilla Plus?
Oh, so this is actually a funny story. I actually logged on Vanilla Plus for the first time before I even knew what Crystal PvP was. Because one of my IRL friends, we used to play Crystal together, like me and my whole friend. That's actually how I got started. But they were telling me to log on like Vanilla Plus or whatever. I'm like, what is that? And then they sent me the IP and I joined. I didn't even know like what Crystal was. They just started, and now I'm like,
Oh,
well, this is cool. And that was in 2022 before I even played Crystal.
oh wow, that's actually really cool. So
Mhm.
you wait, who was it? The friend that told you to join?
It's an IRL friend. I don't even remember his username. It was like some goofy shit. Something with
Oh,
Spider Man.
so the next question was, who was your inspiration to begin Vanilla PvP? But was it him?
Well, Crystal PvP, like in general, or like Vanilla Plus.
Mostly Crystal PvP.
My inspiration. Yeah, I'd say it would be him because we used to always get home and we would play PvP Legacy, and then like me and him, like me and my friends, we'd always play as like a group. There was like a couple of us, like five of us, but me and him would always like do extra duels like before they got on, because like we and him like really enjoyed the game. We also used to play like a lot of jackpot practice, like the old jackpot practice. That's where I met like even like do you know who Torvin is
Yeah,
for
Torvin.
Nations?
Yeah.
That's actually how I met him there. I met him on there, which is almost which is two and a
Oh
half
wow.
years ago.
I started playing around the similar time to you, so that's cool. But if you had to choose a YouTuber, who do you think was a most inspirational YouTuber for you to start playing?
Most inspirational.
Like a YouTuber who inspired you to play, like to try to get a lot better, if there was any.
Ooh, to get a lot better. Okay, well, it would probably be like it'd probably hashtag Evo and Swagga. Like those are like well hashtag Evo he just recently I saw him on V plus, but like when I first started, like I always looked up to like hashtag Evo was like gameplay because me and him had similar binds, so it kind of gave me like motivation. You know, my anchors can be as fast as his one in the day because like he used to use like 3 and 4 in anchors for something like that, and he used to use like I think uh yeah 3 and 4 for anchors if I'm not
Oh wow.
mistaken. So I was kind of, and also Ariel. Ariel, oh my, I look up to Ariel so much. Like I watched so much Ariel gameplay. I watched like every montage like 5 times, like back like when he was low tier 3. Because when I was like tier 4 level, right, like a tier 3 told me the best way to get better is by watching tons of montages, which I still think is actually like valid advice. And I grinded Ariel's videos. Like
Wow,
I was watching
nice.
nonstop.
And do you think you're better than them now, in your opinion, of course?
Ariel, the new meta drain, like I'd probably say I have better mechanics, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm better. This guy definitely has like way more game sense than me. And like if we actually had a hard drain, like on like EU ping especially, then I'd probably lose. I feel like in holes that like I mean it's easy to beat people in holes, but it's just hard to beat people in real drain because you don't need mechanics to win a real drain. You don't need as many mechanics as you do to win an aggro drain.
Yeah,
So
that's true. Yeah, wow, that's really cool actually. When you first started PvP, when you first started, like, what was your biggest problem? Was it hit crystalling, toteming anchors, anything like that? Do you remember?
we could continue this a little later. I know this is kind of awkward, but Marlo just is agreeing to fight me right now. I'm not even trolling.
All right, yeah, sure. Okay, we're back. So, when you first started PvP, what was like your biggest problem? Was it like toteming, anchoring, hit crystalling, something like that?
It'd definitely be totem.
Toteming? Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I had a lot
my
of
totem
problems
so
with
ass.
toteming when I started. Like, I would just hide and gap up and run as soon as I popped once when I used to play.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna be moving into the more vanilla plus questions. So,
Mhm.
what was your first reason to start playing V plus? I already kind of asked you this in the first question, but
Yeah.
this
So I
is
see. Then I only logged on and I never touched it again. But to actually play V Plus, it was
yeah.
my friend Y6Q, or also known as Zerk. He actually his friend named Chrono, and I met him in like a donut VC and we were doing wagers. And then he invited me to GCY6Q and they were playing Vanilla Plus on screen share. And I got interested. This was like July 2023. And they end up, became close with them. And then I ended up buying my first legend rank. And then that's how I
Oh wow.
started. But I only ended up playing for a month and I ended up dying to my at the time my biggest op or
Oh, actually, that's one of the questions later. I'll let you know.
That
Um,
so I'd end up dying to Buzzkiller, and then we end up becoming really close, and like me and Buzzkiller are still friends to this day.
well, that's cool. I have a similar experience with becoming friends with someone who I was enemies with.
Mhm.
The next question. Were you good at Crystal before Vanilla Plus? Before you started mainly?
Uh,
What tier do you think you were?
I was tested low tier. No, I wasn't even tested low tier 3. I don't think. I think no, I think I was tested low tier 3 at the time. Yeah, I was tested low tier 3, but I wasn't necessarily best low tier 3. I got at 3-2 Andrex, and Andrex got high tier 3 like a little bit later. But Andrex ended up getting redemoted, but it was false. So like it was like a very odd situation.
All right, nice. Um, were you more of a grinder or a PvPer when you first started? I know now you're
When I
more of
first
a
started
PvPer, but yeah,
Grinder, obviously,
grinder.
your boy making sets every day,
If you had to
set by
choose,
set.
oh nice.
Mhm.
If you had to choose one person, who do you think has helped you the most on V Plus to like make you to prosper the way you have on the server?
Oh, Metro, easily Metro.
Metro.
Yeah,
All right,
he like he TP'd me to Furry from when I started V Plus again, and he's the only reason why I still like why I started playing V Plus again at the time.
that's nice. When you first
It's
started
just
playing, what was your main goal when you got on every day? Like running obby farm or something else?
oh, it was honestly it was to not die. I wanted to drop and like get a clean kill. Like a clean kill to me back then was like 2D taps in a row. Like that would be like, oh my god, I got freak out after that. I never ended up getting it until like a little bit later. So like I got like a little more like not less nervous. I guess I don't know because everyone's nervous on their first couple of drops on V Plus.
Yeah, I can relate. I was so nervous when I first started.
Yeah,
What was the first farm you built, and how long do you think it took?
I think I built an Enderman farm. Yeah, I think that's what I feel, and I'm not sure how long it took. I think it was an Enderman farm.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Who's your first teammate, like, or a big team, if you want?
Oh, we didn't really have a name, but it was Walking W, like Steven Ninja. Not Steven Ninja Boy. I forgot his name. This is the other guy, and then Chrono, and then YCQ, and we had. I remember that villager base. It was epic. And then there was like a raid farm. Yeah, TP2. No.
Yeah, and did they help you guys out?
Oh yeah, definitely. I just started like I was making like I didn't even, I was like going out and mining iron.
Oh,
I had like an iron armor. That was my grinding set. Yeah, I
nice.
didn't know I could just buy Villy armor if I wanted to really grind.
I used to get TP trapped so much when I started. Yeah, I can relate. I was so gullible. Um, who's your favorite person of all time on Vanilla Plus?
Least favorite person.
Like your biggest, like the person you hate the most, or just dislike the most?
It's like this is a good question. Who who do I not like the most? That's a good question. I actually don't know. I'm trying to think of people I don't dislike anyone, but back in the day I used to dislike Uncle Munkle and what's his name? Mezioke. Cause they were always like targeting me on V plus when I first started, and since I was really scared to fight them, obviously I was playing really nervous, and then I ended up being able to kill them. And how I got chill with Uncle Munkle was that he dropped naked, and then he had like a crystal choker and like mad ingots on him, and then I didn't kill him, even though I knew he had it in his inventory. And
That's
then
gonna be
yeah,
really good.
that's what became chill. And then Mezzi okay. I know I ended up like never being chill with him. Like we like whenever he still like rarely comes back and plays, then I still fight him.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever like that guy.
Who do you
Trauma
think? Who do you think is like your most hardest fight on? Like who do you think is hardest to fight for you? Like who do you lose against
on
like
Vanilla
quite a
Plus.
lot? Yeah.
Oh, my hardest fight. So my hardest fight ever is rocks. I think right now I'm like 18. Well, it's like 118 last season. This season I'm like 0-2. One of them's a snake.
Oh,
But
that's nice.
last season, dude was just a goat. Like Avanti has like some positive scores. Jivo was like it was like 7-4, like his favor. But like
All right. I know you like to do
definitely
rankeds,
rocks.
so what was your first ever wager, and how much did you win,
Mm.
if you remember?
Like I think it was like it was with Y6Q, and I think it was like only like a couple ingots. Like I think like two, like literally two ingots, and I ended up winning.
Oh, nice.
And then
Who
my
do you
second
win the
wager was
most? Oh,
most money from.
yeah. Who do you win the most ingots from out of anyone you wagered?
Anyone I wagered?
It could be multiple wagers or just one.
Multiple wagers.
You can choose one person.
Probably you.
Me?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
How much
I
do you
think
think
how
you
much have I
won?
won from you? Like
Like a stack?
not stack.
Like 45?
Less than a stack. Like probably like 40.
Yeah, that makes sense. What was your favorite person to ever fight on V Plus? Like the
Like the most
experience of
fun
the fight
person.
being fun that you fought multiple
Hmm.
times.
It was fun to find. Plus, I mean, there's like, I mean, the most fun person I ever fought was probably, hmm, probably when I used to fight Demon MC on alt accounts. Like we used to fight each other on alt, like we're friends. Obviously, we don't care about the loot. But like, he's a really fun player to fight because he's just like such a good player. But he's not like unbeatable. It's not like not fighting like fucking like I don't know like Marlow where I'm just gonna get destroyed.
Yeah, I can relate. Um, have you ever been banned on Vanilla Plus? And if not, has any of your friends
Oh
been
yeah,
banned for funny reasons?
yeah. I
Anything?
was banned on Vanilla Plus for like being in a rat server, and the context behind this was like, my friend invited me to the server, and like I knew him for a long time. I just joined. He's like just joined for the members. I'm like okay, whatever. I joined, and literally like a couple hours later, I ended up getting banned. I had like no roles, no messages. I freshly joined. Unfortunately, you gotta watch who you're friends with, and obviously I shouldn't be friends. Now, like looking in hindsight, I shouldn't be friends with someone who's trying to promote a rat server. So, but
The exact same
you know,
thing
it is what
happened
it
to me.
is.
The exact same thing happened to me. You know, Nemi, he invited me to his server, and it was a rat server apparently. But I didn't. I had no roles. Barely even knew them. But I got banned for it, even though I was the one that got ratted there. So, but I got unbanned right away, obviously. But yeah.
Yeah, I had to buy an unban,
Oh,
or someone had to buy it for me.
yeah. It wasn't that long of a ban. I think 10 days. But they unbanned me right away, so it's fine.
Mhm.
What was your first main source of income on V Plus, and what do you do right now for income?
Oh, what I do right now, I'm not gonna lie, it's just like wagers. I don't really have a source of income. I just do wagers and I just stream and But back then, like when I actually used to grind, it would probably be like my raid farm. And I used to make armor. And I used to make kits with armor. That was last season, and also last season, I used to make net kits at towards the end of the season, like in the summer, 2024. And, ooh, that's some good money. Me and Metro were living rich.
Yeah. Um, who do you think is the best V Plus player that you've ever fought, or anyone has fought? Like you haven't had to fight them, but the best V Plus player right now or of all time.
All time, I'm not sure. There's probably some crazy ass Ojins, like maybe like I'm not sure. There's Ojins I've probably never fought that were like cracked out of their mind.
So who would you
Vivanti
say is
rocks are
the?
like definitely the best V plus players of all time. Or actually no, Sock. Sock is I've fought him a lot, but he's like the best player of all time. Or one of the best players of all time.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
he's up there
He's
with rocks.
he's really good. He's a great
Like
player.
he's
I always thought he shouldn't be only high tier 3, but yeah, he's
nah,
really good.
I already knew like from the start. I'm not gonna say who, but I was fighting someone who's high tier two or higher in rekits, and I fought Socked right after, and Socked is just like so much better than them. Like it was like kind of like shocking how at the time a high tier three could be so much better than a high tier two or higher.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say who, just not to embarrass them.
Okay,
I'm
final
friends with that
question,
person.
but this is the final question. But how do you think V Plus or anyone you met on V Plus has helped you grow as a person in real life?
Oh, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I think getting staff on V Plus Loki helped me like get a job. Cause
Really?
yeah, cause like doing the interviews on V Plus, and I did an interview for a job a couple weeks ago. Like it was like easy, bro. I feel like the V Plus interviews might be harder.
Yeah.
So now we got a job because the V Plus guys. That might be the method.
Yeah, that's really cool. I've applied for so many different Minecraft servers at this point. I think if I applied for like anything, I would do well in it in the application. Um, so that pretty much wraps it up. But everyone subscribe to cloudmlol on YouTube. He makes really good streams and videos, and he has a lot of good stuff planned. So everyone go subscribe to him. I hope you guys
Thank you
enjoy.
guys. Have a good day.